At dawn I left the stone-lit gate behind, where ivy keeps the names the banners lost. The air was sweet with rain and copper light, and footfalls sounded like a soft rebuke. I wore a hood of linen stitched with vows, old patterns curling like a river's script. The meadow waited wide as open hands, a quilt of golden rose and violet flame. Each blossom held a drop of quiet sun, each petal breathed a prayer in honeyed tongue. And over all the sky was pale as milk, with ember edges where the daylight leaned. A flute far off was calling through the gorse, a single note that found my ribs and stayed. It wound around the bones of what I feared, and softened them the way the thought does ice. I walked as if the world could hear my thoughts, as if the larks were scribes of hidden chords, as if the hills were listening old and wise, and I was only passing through their dream. My hair caught fire where evening touched it first, a silver gold that shimmered like a spell, and by my throat a turquoise river slept, set in a ring of hammered ancient brass. It cooled the skin like moonlight in a cup, it weighed my pulse, it steadied all my storms. I listened to the small bright motes that danced like dust of stars released from holy books. They spun in slow procession, warm and calm, as if the air itself had learned to sing. I tasted salt from far unseen gray seas, and knew the tide was turning in my chest. For long I'd carried winter like a cloak, a woven thing of silence, heavy close. But here the field unbuckled every grief, and laid it down in colors I could hold. I saw the path the deer had pressed in grass, a narrow thread that led between the blooms, and followed not for answers but for breath, for something gentle that would not demand. The sun sank low, a coin on distant stone, and every flower raised its face to gold, as if forgiveness were a kind of light, as if the earth had never once been cruel. A harp began to shimmer near the wind, soft fingers on a water-strung refrain. It stitched the moment to the coming night. It made my sorrow feel like useful rain. I thought of towers drowned in thorn and time, of vows I spoke with trembling steady mouth, of friends who vanished into like stones placed neatly at a river's edge. I whispered names to blossoms as I passed, so they would carry them in scent and seed, so what was lost could travel